Right, welcome back to the channel everyone. Another scooter video. Two reasons. One, actually there's more than two reasons, but I'll go through the reasons. One is the colour. This bike here is a 125 Scoot from Royal Alloy. Comes in this ochre colour. I basically just couldn't resist, it just looks so stunning. It's almost so bad, it's extremely good. It's almost like a kind of mustard beige, but it's just way better than the other colours, so I had to have the colour. Two, Royal Alloy scooter content actually outperforms traditional motorcycle content. The GP350 MT video's got 15,000 views, which is actually a lot for my channel. And three, this bike here, the 125, actually is a little bit more accessible. It's, I think, 3,400 or thereabouts. I mean, that's quite a nice price point if you want to dip your toe in the world of scooters without going to sort of the 5k plus. Another reason is, underneath, you see it's actually done away with that big scoop thing that they have to employ on the 350 to cool the motor. So it's got the same body and the kind of style as the 350 machine, just a smaller engine. And the other reason is that I have to say, Lucas Distribution, props to them, because I just email them and say, have you got anything else that's interesting in the warehouse? And they say, yeah, we got this, that, or the other. And then they come back and they drop it off. So at the same time with the pickup, you get another vehicle dropped off. And I just think that's really, really nice. It's really easy. They come out here to North Devon, to the middle of nowhere. It's just really, really nice. What have you got? When can you do it? I'm not fussy. I'll wait. I'll make other videos around their schedule. I'm not a big YouTuber, so I just say, if you come in this way, it's not an extra journey, or it's sort of half an hour out of your way. Into the video, I've got to add something useful and something different to this bike. I will ride it, but the thing I think would be really helpful is servicing. So there was a few comments in the previous video saying scooters have got short service intervals because people don't ride them that much, and they're expensive to service because of the labour charge when you've got to take the panels off and everything. So I thought, what we'll do, we'll actually have a go at servicing it. Obviously, I'm not going to take the oil filter off. It's a demo bike. But I'm just going to see how easy it is to get to everything and then just report back. It could be a massive ball ache to service, or it could be quite easy. It could be quite straightforward. We don't actually know, so that's the purpose of this video. To poke around with the scooter and see if we can get to those serviceable items relatively easily. Now, before everyone starts, you're not respecting the people who lent you the bike, everything they said when I parked too close to the water. I've emailed them, they've given me permission to fiddle with the bike. It's all above board, and I'm basically green lighted to take the panels off and start fiddling. Right, I'm going to start simple. I've got 3 different size screwdrivers, and I'm going to try and unbolt this right hand side panel. So, long screwdriver, just in this little gap here. A few turns. That's loose. A couple more that I think are underneath. One here that definitely needs to come off. Okay, so that's that screw. So far, 2 screwdrivers in. Oh, okay, there's one here. I missed the obvious one. That might be a bolt, you know. Oh, actually, that is, yeah, that's holding this onto this. So how's that gonna come off? Okay, so it's our first bolt, so we now need to upgrade to a socket. Right, probably an 8mm socket. You don't normally get nuts 8mm or below on these bikes. Little tab just to hold all the screws onto the new everything. And let's put our socket on the inside. Right, it's very easy to get the side cover off. Just with a little screw in here, a screw at the front there, and then one that secures it here. When you've got the right hand side panel off, it gives you access to things you need. Oil. Got a dipstick for measuring oil level in there. You can also use that port to top up the oil. And Royal Alloy actually supply you with a L-shaped yellow funnel just to allow you to get oil in there so you don't spill it over the exhaust silencer when you're trying to get in. Also, in here you have coolant. So coolant level can be topped up again using a funnel. Very easy to access. And then also in here, just in there, you've got the spark plug. Got nice neat wiring, and then you've got the access to the spark plug if you wanted to change that. Take a look at all of the routing of the wiring, the shrink wrap, the relays, just the position of everything and how neat it looks all in here. You've also got grease packed into any holes in the frame just to stop any rust developing over time. All very neat. Location of the ECU, up there high, away from any water or potential road grime. So you're keeping that in a nice safe place. If you want to change the rear wheel, you are going to have to do some tinkering because you can't access this big spindle nut on the swing arm with the exhaust silencer in place. So that's a 10, I need a 13. Let's just crack this off. That's tightening. So loosen the top one, and then you'll have to use a 13mm spanner just to get into these bottom ones here. Because it won't allow a socket on. But the good news is you don't have to undo them all the way. You just have to get them loose, because the exhaust silencer has a U-shaped moulding that just slots onto the bolt as it protrudes. So let's just get that off to show you. Bit of tinkering. Swap over to a 10. Back to the 13, just to loosen the top one right off. So you can see how quick this is taken in real time. Okay, and then it should, a bit fiddling. There's your exhaust silencer removed. If I turn to the rear, you can see those U-shaped slots that I was referring to. Welding's alright in it. Fairly neat behind here. Very easy to remove. And then you've got the spindle nut there. Looks like 21, something like that, maybe 22. Socket on there, and then you should be able to remove the rear wheel. Notice also the quality of the swing arm. This single piece of moulding here, Royal Alloy stamped into it. And then you've got a long mud guard, internal mud guard there, stopping your muck and spray flinging up on all the connections to the rear light unit. So it's all quite nice in here, it's all quite nice. Right, let's put that back on. Again, I'll show you in real time. So it's slide that onto the thing, the downpipe. Drop those on. It is quite easy, I'll give them that. I'm not a mechanical expert, I find this quite straightforward. Good job, Royal Alloy, actually, I like this. And the exhaust clamp. I'll also say, whilst you're here, both lambda sensors, because it's Euro 5.5, you've got a lambda pre and post cat. Now, the first lambda you could get to under there, second is even more easy. This little thing here must be the catalytic converter. Obviously, being a 125, you don't really have to worry too much about the emissions or the fuel consumption. Now just get in here underneath and tighten these two up. That is the most fiddly bit of this whole operation, I think. There's one. Get the other one done. To look under for this one. Right, it's the silencer back on. Right, in here we can see ECU, and we've got a battery and a battery cage held on by a strap. Now you can't top load the battery because that's solid, and it looks like it'd be difficult to pull this out of the way and pull out to the side. So we'll go around to the front, just remove this handy front panel. We can pull the battery out. Just undo this bolt, and then maybe this cover just slides down. Remove the cover, and then you've got this wiring unit here containing probably fuses, I think, and that looks like a port for a reader, so that's quite convenient as well. Just undo this bolt, and then that should allow you to move that out of the way. Let's just have a look in there, shall we, to see what it is. Ah, there you go. So that's your fuses just under that cover. And then this, I'm guessing, that's for a reader, so you can do fault codes. Bosch ECU. And then behind there, you've got the battery. Now I've actually got both side panels open, so it might give me a chance to wrestle the battery out. But go on. That's the first thing I found to be a little bit tricky so far, is to get the battery out, because perhaps they want you to slide the whole cage out. Okay, right, so easier to tip it forwards than remove it completely, and that gives you access to positive and negative terminals if you want to charge. So that wasn't that hard, to be honest. It's remove the cover, remove this little mounting platform for the OBC onboard diagnostics, OBD2 reader, remove the fuses, and then you can access the positive and negative terminal to charge the battery. In case you're wondering, it's a Dynavolt battery. Don't know if that's good or bad. It is what it is. See if I can just get that flat, push it back, go on. And then re-secure it with this battery strap here. Right, battery strap back. Let's just put this little mounting bracket back. Battery cover replaced. Line up the holes. Found the place it needs to go. Job done. So it's equally high quality when you come around to this side. Here we've got braided lines going to the brake calipers. Must be the ABS pump. You've got here a fuel pump, which, look how easy that is to access. Just got rubber mounting system, pull those off, and then you've got circlips either side, and that's probably, oh hang on a minute, that's not your fuel pump, that's your fuel filter. That's what that is. So you've got fuel tank, pipe coming down there, and then this must be an inline fuel filter. So that is about as easy as it gets to service. Here you've got some kind of liquid reservoir with a rubber cap just stopping it coming out. Is it going to come off? That to me looks like coolant, so that's your coolant reservoir. So obviously we saw the radiator top up the other side, but here you've got your levels. So you've got green liquid, it's in between those two lines. So topping up your coolant is probably done on the left hand side of the bike. Now we've got something in there, some kind of filter for the transmission, and then this I suspect is an air filter. We'll have to have a look in here, so you've got these screws to remove, and then we'll see what's in there. Right, there's your air filter. Let's just go the whole hog and remove it. So you've got foam on the outside and the paper filter, and then this rubber gasket there. That's the filter. Just seat it, and then these two brass screws, just locating the filter. So the air inlet is actually here. So that's an opening there. Air's coming in through this hole here and then into the chamber, through this filter and then onwards into the engine. Right, just have a look in here. You see there's actually access for somebody to get in and fiddle. There is a bit of space in there which helps. See, there's the spark plug in there. So not focusing on it because the cable's in the way, but you have got it in there tucked away. And then underneath that, my friends, is the oil sump plug. So that's probably like a 2019 or something like that, 21 maybe. And that'll come off and then you'll be able to drop your oil and then fill it in, obviously at the top we looked at earlier. But underneath there's the platform, the VIN number. It's pretty good, isn't it? Right, final stage. Let's just show you how easily this side panel goes back on. Now, firstly, you just need to remember to connect up the wiring. Okay, so you've got indicated wiring. Now, let's just lift the seat up, make it a bit easier for ourselves. Drop the side panel on. Should just sit over the lip. Right, it's aligned at the front, which I can see. Just need to drop it down. Ah, okay, just make sure this is the outer flange. Wow, just dropped into place just like that. It's just a little bolt with thread lock nut behind. Get the socket on the back. A little bit hard because of the exhaust manifold, but I found where I need to do. Right, that's the panel back together. 3 fittings to take off each side panel, plus pop the plug for the indicator. You have a toolkit with the Royal Alloy that does most of the things you need to do to get access. I found myself using a Phillips screwdriver, a 10mm, 13mm and 8mm socket for pretty much everything. Everything is easy to access, so your lambda sensors you can change, your fuel filter, your air filter are easy. Topping up the oil, changing the oil is easy. I didn't find the location of the oil filter, which is buried around there somewhere, but I guess with further research you could find that. Battery, access through this panel here, and to get at the battery you've got to tilt it forward a little bit, and all the fuses are in front of it, so maybe just take those out of the way, tilt forward, then you've got your charging points. It all seems very, very easy to work on. I did have also one further question, which is, can you shut the box with the USB cable in play? So let's go and get a USB cable. I'll just move the camera around. The question is whether you can shut the little trapdoor here with a USB cable plugged in. So that would potentially charge your phone. And let's just see if it shuts. Yeah, no problem. And you don't actually have that much bend in the cable. It's not bent too much.